welcome to another episode here on A New Life in France. We're on the road again, and today we're going to be bringing you properties from Brittany, but just not Brittany as a whole. We're going to be actually beginning it from the department of Finistère, probably the most northern and most western department here in France. Lovely rolling countryside, just a little bit of sea mist coming in as well behind me. But we have got lined up 3 great properties that we are going to go and see today. And again, Brittany is one of those popular areas that's been popular for many years, with lots of people, but predominantly with the UK as well, with those residents from the UK looking to move to France. But what you've also got as well with Brittany is you've got that rugged coastline, the rolling countryside just like behind me here, which is great to be seeing a different part of France and be able to bring that for you. But also you have to remember that Brittany itself is actually a department, as is Normandy, and that shows how important and how historic both of those particular regions are. So without further ado, let's go and look at some great properties. We're now at our first property, really nice property, this one that we've got through here. And again, do remember, as I said in the sort of introduction to where we are, Finistère is a really big department. And again, you can see why Brittany itself is its own region, because it's a massive region, as is Finistère as the department within there. But when we look at this lovely property that we've got here, this is a 2-bedroom cottage, and it's also a 2-bedroom gîte. So you've got the best of both worlds here as well. You've got a property that's ready to move into. You might want to just put your own stamp on it, but it's ready to move into, it's ready to go. And as you can see, it is just off-road. And the great thing I liked about getting to this property is it's on a dead end, very similar to actually our house that we have here in France. So the advantage of having that dead end means you just get virtually no traffic. You might get the odd farmer coming through, so the odd farm vehicle, you might get the odd neighbour just popping by, but a dead end means it's lovely and quiet. And this is a really lovely part of Finistère as well. So the reason this property is attractive is, one is the price, 2 is you don't have to do much with it, but equally you have that then advantage of having additional income if you want, or if you've got family and friends coming, then you've got additional space. So as you can see from the outside, I mean, there's really lovely gardens, and you can see how it's just set here on this lovely little quiet lane. And when we look through a little bit more, you can start to see the mature gardens. You've got that little bit of shade as well, but it's southwest facing. So you've got this lovely little garden area, very easy to maintain as well. It is on one level. It's this kind of traditional longhouse that you do associate with Brittany in particular, but also it's Cornish, you know, across the river there, it's Cornish neighbour, so across the channel to Cornwall, and even you see sort of resonance of this in Wales as well. Parts of mid Wales will have this traditional longhouse that is there, and they are the kind of properties I like, but they're the kind of properties that have a little bit of something about them. But with this property, it's compact, it's easy to maintain, easy to look after. And as we look into the property then, and we can see here that you've got a side door as well, you've got a front door just behind those flowers there, and that gives you the entrance to the main part of the house, and then this side door takes you into that gîte area. So again, you can see it's all nicely put together. And then once we are then inside the property, again, we've got the bedrooms down on that ground floor, but everything about this property is nice and light and airy as well. So it's got good windows that are there, and I like that when we were looking at it. Again, you've got the sort of compactness of it. You've got a sitting room as well with a nice wood burner in there as well. You've also got the septic tank. That's another thing to think about. It's not an expense you have to find, so you've got that septic tank, so you're able to operate nice from there. And also as well, then when we come in, you have got those sitting rooms, you've got the areas that you can enjoy, gives that little bit of enclosure. You've got the dining room that goes with it as well. And for me, when you look at it, just having it light and airy is nice, but you've also then got those separate rooms. Having those separate rooms in this type of house is really useful, again, just from, say, a noise perspective, but also from a little bit of privacy as well. But when you again then look at the kitchen, and this is what I really liked, I do like a really nice kitchen. The kitchen's got a little bit of nod to some of the traditional side of it. It's also very light and airy. What they've done here, you've really got this sort of kitchen, diner, sitting room element, so it is there as well. And for me, that's what I really liked. It's the way that you can be able to pull in, you can enjoy cooking and then the eating and chatting with friends as well. But it is that open planness with that. So for me, for its price, just under €150,000, including the fees, this is certainly one if you want a lock up and leave. If you're a couple and you actually want to maybe have some income alongside it, or you want to have the ability to have family and friends. And again, why Finistère is really popular is that rugged coastline. And with that, you get the summers, you get the winters, you get the wildness of the weather as well. And you do feel you're in touch with nature. And that's what Finistère gives you. And for me, I think this is a lovely property for those that want to feel a little bit in the wild, but still have the facilities not too far away, and you've got the access to airports and ports in that area. But do remember, when you're in Brittany, particularly in Finistère, you're probably the most northerly and the most westerly department that there is in France, and lots of things come with that. But this for me is a property to look at and just enjoy a few more of the images of this property just to whet the appetite. And you of course can go into the description and click on the link and find out more. But this is certainly one in that kind of lower area, in that just under 150,000. This is a good property with nothing needing doing with it. You can move in, make it your permanent residence, or have it as a lock up and leave, and equally it gives you the business opportunity as well should you want it. So we're now going to move on to our second property. We're now moving on to our second property, and we've got the opportunity to view this property and just give you much more of an insight. We're sort of in that mid-range pricing here. But what you have here, and again, there's this mix, particularly for those of you that come from the UK, there's this real mix when you're in Brittany, but particularly in the Finistère department. You just get this mix of different properties. So the first property I showed you is a traditional longhouse, and that to me does have that kind of Celtic feel to it. Now this second property has a sort of touch of a Scottish feel to it, a sort of a glen or a loch cottage that's there, and it does have that feel. Now again, that's very traditional to the Breton area here, and what it has is also those views across the countryside. So when I'm looking at this property, and when we're having a look around as well, what I wanted to be able to sort of portray and give to you, you know, this is being renovated. It's a really well renovated property. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's got a lovely garden, and it's got the views as well. So I sort of wanted to just share with you, this is a property that if you're looking for a second home, or you're looking for a permanent home, this has got a lot of things going for it, again, for the money. So when we look at those reaching views across the country, you know, you're looking across farmland and fields, you get that feel of openness, you get those big rolling skies as well. And you do get the seasons, particularly in Finistère, so you can see, and I don't know about you, but I like it when you can see a storm coming, and you'll certainly see those in this area as well, but you'll also see it when you've got wall-to-wall sunshine and not a cloud in the sky. And within that as well, you've got the garden area, and within that you've got that terrace, and you can see from this terrace that you could sit on that terrace, and again you can look out and you can see the views that are there. And we borrowed 1 or 2 of the agent's photos here just to give you that bit more of a feel. But you can see here, even when the leaf comes on, you'll still get those far-reaching views across that countryside and across the farmland that goes around it. And that's what I liked. I like that feeling of the outdoor space and a little bit of ruggedness, but that terrace is a really nice feature that you have here. Once we're into the property, and again, with the first property, but most properties, I try and look at what's the potential in the kitchen. Now for me, when I went into the kitchen here, I was like, wow, this is a beautiful kitchen. You can see, because it's been renovated, the units that have gone in, it blends in with the island with the lights, but you've also got the back door, you've got the windows, it's bringing plenty of light in as well. When you're looking at this kitchen, you could just imagine that you're cooking in there, but you've got the light, you can enjoy the views, and even in that winter time it's going to feel nice and warm. But I think they've done a really good job on this, and for me, I think the way the blend now of the natural wood and the lighter coloured kitchen furniture that's in there and the units and everything about it is really done very well, and I just really like a really lovely kitchen. And also as well with the kitchen, you can just see you've got a bit of space that's there as well. And then rolling off that, you can see then you've got the stairs and you've got the other rooms. So when you look at this property, that kitchen really is the heart. It is the heart of this house, and it's got those little nods to what's going on, but you've got that space. You can come in from the back door, you can kick your boots off straight into the kitchen, and you can get on with everything that you want to be able to do. You've then got actually a really nice sized sitting room. So you've got that sitting room with a wood burner in there as well. Again, sympathetically restored and renovated. You could, as you can see here, there's plenty of room for sofas. There's plenty of room in this sitting room to be able to enjoy it. And again, it's light and airy. And I think that's one of the big tick points for me on this property. When we were looking from the outside, you could see how many windows there were, and that's just bringing that light in. And so when we are moving around the property, again, I like the wooden floors, and I'll always talk about floors. You can see again in that sitting room, we've just got this shot here where you can see the really nice floors that go with it. And as you move through this property and start to think how you would live in this property, what is it that you would do? And you've got that dining room, sort of dining room come snug is where I would be sort of saying it. So you've got its separate area. Again, it's off the kitchen, but you've got that dining room come snug, and we've got a wood burner in there as well, light coming in. So you've got different rooms to be able to enjoy. You've got the kitchen, which is the heart. You've got that big sitting room, lots of light coming in. We've also then got this sort of dining room come snug. You could also have that maybe as a bit of an office and a dining room, however you wanted to do it, or a games room, whatever you wanted to do, but it works really well there. And you have got that space then, and you can see what the current owners have done. They've got a couple of benches either side, but again, you can just put that dining table in, move a few things around, put your own stamp on it, and that would work really well. Again, as we go upstairs, we're on that landing. You've got that feeling of light. There's again that use of windows, not just the main windows, but we've also got some veluxes there as well, letting in that light, letting the light into the stairwell. Bathrooms and the bedrooms, the bedrooms are nice and big and airy, and you've got those views. Now, the particular bedroom we're looking at now, this could well be your master bedroom, because you've got that ensuite. Again, you've got the floors, you've got that sense of light, you've got the views now out onto the countryside. And again, when you look at the bathroom's been done really well. Lovely shower in there. Again, the Velux bringing in light. So every little thing about this property, the way it's been renovated, has been renovated to a high standard. You can really tell that. But they've also kept maybe one or two of the original features, like some of the doors. They tell a little bit of history. The floors as well, but bringing in the light to make it light and airy. And it's probably a little bit of nod to the area it's in as well. Let's let everything in and enjoy it, because you'll also get that wildness that goes with it. The other bedroom we've got, you can see there, it's a smaller bedroom, but still airy, and everything coming in from there. And again, you could look at what you wanted to put in terms of that kind of bedroom furniture to that, but it's a nice bedroom that's there. And again, we've got the views looking out, and I think that's one of the big things for this, is wherever you look in this house, you've got the views out to the rolling countryside, and that's just lovely. So if you get up in the morning, you can look out, you can go onto the terrace, you can be in the kitchen. You can be in the kitchen when the weather's really foul as well and the storm clouds are coming in. You can still see it, enjoy it, and feel the comfort of your own home. So for me, all of those details are there, and both of the bathrooms are really different as well. But again, they've used the Velux as well, they've used mirrors as well. But again, the furniture that's gone into that bathroom, it's good furniture, in terms of the toilets, the basins, the showers. It's going to see you on for a long time. What you've then also got as well, you've got this garage area, and that's a great storage area, utility area, and that's really useful. And that's going to be really useful when you want to be able to use it in lots of different ways, because it's actually a big area. So within this, you could divide it up a little bit more if you wanted, put in some additional walling in there, create a really good utility room, a games room. It gives you potential to do something else. And if you're tinkering with cars or tinkering with this or tinkering with that, you can have a great workshop in there as well. So for me, this property is a really good, solid property. I think this will go really quickly. It's on for €235,000, and that includes the agency fees. Where it's situated, 10-15 minutes away from a really good town that's got everything that you want going on there. There's also lots of attractions through the summer. So for me, if you want to feel part of France and you want to feel in part of Brittany, and it does have its own kind of identity to other parts of France, particularly here in Finistère, you will absolutely love living in this kind of property in this rural situation, but you're not far, 10-15 minutes away from a major town. And then of course then you've got airports and you've got the ferry links as well to be able to go into that, not too far away from getting onto the TGV to get more into France as well. I like this property. I think the value is definitely there. I do think this will get snapped up fairly quickly because it's definitely move in, get on with it. But you can also put your own stamp on. But it's got something for all the seasons, and it's probably got something for everybody. Definitely should be on your shortlist. We're now at our third property, and what we've done with the properties we're showing you today, we've gone up in price. At this third property though, I think this to me is probably my favourite out of the three that we visited and the three that we're bringing you here in Finistère. Something magical about it. There's something that's a real nod to the coastline of Finistère, and it's just a great property. And it's a renovation, again, a really good renovation that's been done here. It's very charming. It's definitely a family home. It's 5 beds, it's got a garage, it's got a garden, and I'm going to be taking you through those in a moment. But what it says to me is we're less than a kilometre from the sea, and upstairs in the property you can see the sea. So it's not right on the coastline. Now, based on where it is in Finistère, you get some fairly rough weather coming through. So just being that set back less than a kilometre is probably quite helpful. But you're still feeling that bit, and you think a kilometre is, sort of 3/4 of a mile, easy walk, and you're there. So this property to me has everything about seaside living, and particularly the way that it's been put together. So when you look at this house, it's a lovely house. You've got the garden, you've got the gates, and you've got the garage to the side of it. You can already see the big sky that's here with it as well. And for me, I'm just like, you're definitely at the beach. So you know that you're close to the sea. And so for me, when you're looking here, and the garden is probably a semi-mature garden. They've done lots to this garden, done lots of it to give you bits of areas of shade and divide it up as well. And they always say with a really good garden, it should be made up of a number of rooms. And they've certainly done that with this particular property. And you can see that, and you can imagine being sat there in the summer and enjoying that one. But this bigger garden gives you the opportunity to do things. Now, for me, you probably wouldn't put a sort of underground pool, so you wouldn't sink a pool in, but you probably put an above ground if you wanted as well for the summer months. You could really enjoy that because it's got that garden space. But once inside the property, it looked fantastic from the outside. You thought, oh, there's going to be something special here. And when I went in, I was like, wow. Again, all three properties have really used white. They've used the white because it gives you that sense, and it gives you that sense of light. airiness, but also very much a nod to where it is, that little bit of either the rural setting or being closer to the sea. It gives you that. You can see that this property has been renovated, particularly when we're looking here in this lovely sitting room. Lots of light pouring in. They've obviously put new flooring in as well. And when we look around that room, it again then stretches back into some of the other rooms. So we're coming back into the kitchen as well. But this sitting room is about enjoying it. You get the views as you look out. You can enjoy that. It's light and it's airy, and they've gone for a white and blue kind of tone throughout. You could do similar if you wanted, and again, I think that's just that nod to what's going on there. And as you then come in to the kitchen stroke dining room areas, it again is light and airy. You've got the patio doors, you've got the double doors taking you out. You've got a really good use of the units that have been put in, the lighting that's gone in. Somebody has really planned this, somebody has really put this together, and they put this together really well as a property. The kitchen, to me though, has been finished to a very high standard. It is a galley style, but it's a larger than galley style, so you've got plenty of room to move around. You can then flow down to the dining table as well. So if you've got friends coming round, again, you can use this kitchen as that entertainment space, that heart of the house and the home, and talking to friends and everything from there. So you can enjoy cooking and eating and chatting and laughing, be that with friends or be that with your family, be that with young children if you've got them as well, and then you can go into your sitting room as well and be able to enjoy it. So for me, kitchen, huge tick in the box for that one. And then again, when we start to look around the property a little bit more, we can see that the central heating's in there. And then we can make our way upstairs. And again, as we make our way upstairs, we're coming up into the eaves. But again, they've done a great job in terms of that. A great use of lighting. Particularly the one bedroom has got really lots of space. It gives you obviously the space for a lovely double bed, to be able to put all your units in so you can hang everything, but have the space to enjoy it and get those sneaky views out to the sea. Even with the second bedroom that you've got there, it's light, it's airy, it's slightly smaller in the eaves, but again, it's been done well. The colours they've used are really nice. It might actually be the ones where you go, I don't really need to do anything to it. Just bring my own furniture in and off we go. So for me, within those, you've got those, and you've also then got the bathrooms. The bathrooms have been finished very similar to the downstairs in terms of the kitchen, good use of units, of the basins and everything. It just gives you that sense of style. The more I felt as I walked around the property and I started to look at the bedrooms and I started to look at the bathrooms, it does have a great opportunity as well if you wanted to rent it out as, say, a holiday let in those summer months, or you just wanted to buy it as a second home and actually purely just do that. You would command some really good rentals for this type of property and where it's situated as well, because it's finished to a high standard. So whenever I'm delivering a property, I'm looking at a property that maybe somebody wants to have a permanent move, somebody wants to have a second home with an income. I mean, this one again, it's all about getting the permissions, but even this has a slight nod that you could have it at Chambre d'Hôte. Probably not, but again, it's something to think about. But you've got such a good finish on everything that anybody coming to stay here would really love it. And I think when you look at that and the advantages you've got the 5 bedrooms. You could turn one of the bedrooms into some kind of snug or an office if you really wanted to as well. And you can see that here. We've got this lovely bookcase. We've got this fold out bed as well that's part of a sofa. That again is giving you what you want. And so for me, all of the bedrooms are lovely. They're really great bedrooms. They're light, they're airy, but everything is finished so well. And then what we also then have within the outside space, we've then got the garage. So we can leave and look at the back here. We're looking at the back. You can see the French windows now that lead out from the kitchen. To the side of that is the garage. You've got access to the garage, which is there. You get a feel the way this has been divided as well. You've sort of divided the gardens, as I said earlier. So for me, good gardens, nice position, and actually you're very close to a couple of big ports, so you can get back to the UK if you want to be able to. You're also not far away from a TGV station, which can actually again get you straight into Paris. And that's what I love about the TGV wherever you are in France. You're not actually that far from Paris, and that's always a really big bonus. You could be miles away but never far from Paris. So the garden gives you plenty of things, and you can see with the garden, as I say, it's sort of semi-matured and coming on a little bit more, but they've done really well with the dividers they put in and those terraced areas to that. You've of course then got the garage to the side of it, And again, that garage can be used in any way that you want. So for me, the way that I look at this property, I think this property has so many options, but it's so pretty and it's in a really great position. And you are so close to the sea, you're just walking distance. You know, you are probably 3, 4, 5 minutes walking distance down to that beach, and you can enjoy those beaches, but it's got everything going along. So as we finally look at this property, it's €425,000, and that's including the fees. It has the ability to be a great family home. It has the ability to be a home where family can come and stay, has the ability, if you really wanted, as a second home, but also you could have some income from a holiday rental as well. I'm going to allow you to look a little bit more now at some of the footage that we've done, so some of the videos, some of the photos of this great property. But do remember, Finistère is massive. There are lots of properties that are available. We're just giving you 3 to look at. We've also put together an itinerary just to go round the Brittany area. And of course, Brittany itself is huge, but we've just focused on Finistère as well. And we've had some great properties come to us from Agence Newton, and we brought them in as well from Katie as well, who covers that area, particularly in Finistère. And it was great to be working with her and for her to take the time to let us see some of these properties and bring them to you today. Again, hope you really enjoyed this. Remember that we are now on 3 times a week. We are bringing you something topical on a Monday. We are bringing you property focuses on a Wednesday and the French lessons with Louisa on a Friday as well. And we've got 1 or 2 bonus episodes that are coming out. So do make sure you subscribe. Do make sure you go to our website, anewlifeinfrance.com.